everyone. We'll give people a few more minutes to join us. I appreciate that you carved out some time in your day to come to the Workplace Campaign Launch and Learn. I just sent a link in the chat with kind of a preliminary link to the resources that we'll be going over today. If you are interested in multitasking and browsing a little while we chat, that is up to you. All right, so I'm going to get started. Again, for the third time, thank you all for joining us. I greatly appreciate it and look forward to previewing with you all the resources that are available for your upcoming workplace campaigns. If we haven't met before, my name is Marissa. I'm the Resource Development Manager here at United Way of Kenosha, and my supervisor, Carolyn Frisch, is also on the call with us. I'm a little bit biased, but I think that we are a great team. And I also think we have a great team of campaign ambassadors on this call with us. So let's get started. The purpose of this meeting is kind of in lieu of having a campaign kickoff event. We just wanted to run through some of the resources that are available to help make your campaigns a success in the upcoming year. We will go over some of the updated documents. If you got here recently, there's a link in the chat that you can use throughout the campaign season to access these resources and to learn more about your campaigns. We'll show the documents, and then a few of our partners will be sharing some of their successes in campaigns and some of their favorite moments. So I look forward to hearing those as well. And then we'll have a little bit of time for questions. Before I get started, does anybody have any questions, or are we good to head to the resources? Yes, Carolyn, go ahead.
I don't have any questions, but I just want to say, first of all, on behalf of United Way of Kenosha County, thank you all for taking a moment out of your day to come and attend this event. This meeting, we really appreciate it. Second of all, we appreciate all that you do day in and day out to support United Way and support this community. It is absolutely fabulous. And you all bring your excitement and enthusiasm and interest in this work brings us even more excitement and enthusiasm. So just the joy of seeing all of your faces on here is just absolutely fabulous. And then lastly, I just want to give a quick shout out to Marissa. She has done a lot. She spent a lot of time and effort in putting these documents together for you. And really another thank you to you because we have these documents and the things that she's put together because of the feedback that we received from many of you over the past year. So hopefully you will see things in here that you may have mentioned in a meeting or on a call with myself and Marissa throughout this past year. And if there's anything in there that we're missing that you did mention, or maybe something after this meeting that you're like, hey, I'd want to maybe there's something else that might be able to help you in your campaign, please let us know. We're always open to new ideas and opportunities to be able to make this even more successful for our community. So after that, I don't have anything else to say. I promise I won't take over the meeting. So thank you, Marissa.
Oh, that is perfect, Carolyn. And like she said, just a reminder, this is just the starting point for all these resources. As we work with you on your campaigns, we really want to be a partner. If you come up with an idea that you need help bringing to life, just bring it to us and we'll try our best to help make it happen, which is how some of these resources were developed. Let me just share my screen here. Here we go. All right, I believe everybody should be able to see my screen now. This is the Workplace Campaign Resource Landing page, I'll call it. A little bit of a description about workplace campaigns, which you should all be kind of up to speed at. But here's a list of all of the resources, and all of the links here, besides a few of the official forms, will be available also in this workplace campaign guide, which is right here where my cursor is kind of circling. So I will just click on that, which you can download it or you can just view it on your desktop. So here is the workplace campaign guide. Aside from just some information about some reasons why you might want to encourage your team members to donate to United Way. Got a few reasons here. Donations stay in Kenosha County. We make an impact right here where a lot of your teams work, live, and play. And it's great to see everybody be engaged with the community. And while you're doing that, you can also strengthen your bonds among your team members. Next up, we have 10 steps to improving your workplace campaign, getting to know your team, brainstorming ideas. Let's run through it. And the number one reason people give for not donating, any guesses? It is, I was never asked. So an important step to running a workplace campaign is making sure that you reach all of your team members and make that ask. And then we can come together to make the biggest impact possible in our community. And along the way, we'll have some fun, we'll give away prizes, and come together as a team to show what's possible when we live united. I forgot to mention at the beginning, so I will just go up to the title page here. The theme of the campaign this year, as you'll see at the bottom, this hashtag is, do you know United Way? As we're talking with our community members in the past couple years and moving forward, we really want to push what United Way is and what we do in our community. So a lot of our messaging in the coming months and throughout the campaign season will be bringing stories to life about that impact and about all of you, our partners, in getting this work so successful in our community. Along with that, emphasizing together we can make this difference in our community. Back to where I was. Okay, a campaign calendar and checklist. This is just a template for you to follow as you're planning, just to make sure that you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's. Campaign checklist, we are maybe about, this section of the campaign where we're attending the resource event, scheduling meetings and presentations, and we look forward to working through this whole checklist with you as we work through your campaign. And I have bolded in there to capture and share photos. I would love to see some of your campaigns in action. We are coming on site for a lot of workplaces, but any chance that you have to take pictures, we'd love to share that out on our social media sites or in our newsletters, just to showcase the strength in our partnerships and all the great work that you're doing in our community. And as we were talking with a lot of you, it was mentioned that you were looking for some creative and fun ideas to keep your team engaged throughout the entire campaign season. We have some ideas here, from hosting a Jeans Day, throwing a philanthropy party, which may include some prizes or other incentives, finding a fundraising partner so you can send your employees out to a shop or a business that's donating a percentage of proceeds to United Way, or maybe just holding a decorating contest where your employees can decorate their cubicles or decorate a pumpkin. Fall is coming up, and then they can pay a fee, which would be the donation, to submit an entry and see who wins. And we also have a whole booklet of other ideas on that website link that was sent in the chat and is kind of incorporated throughout this resource guide. And again, use social media. It'll be a fun way to engage your team members throughout the campaign and help spread more awareness about United Way is and how you're involved with our mission. Now we are going to get into the actual shareables and new resources that we have available this year, which I'm very excited to present to you. We have some new impact stories, some trivia questions, bingo, and some more flyers and promotion materials that you can easily print off and share with your teams, either in person or virtual. So first off, some impact stories. Right now, these are available through some blog links on our website, but you can also take these, copy and paste them, share the pictures, wherever you choose to share messaging with your team members. So we have a story from Kenosha Literacy Council, where in 2021, they were able to provide tutoring sessions for 707 language learning students, which is an awesome accomplishment. And then also Belief Survivors, who provides abuse awareness lessons to school-age children. We have some information about them. And then we also have some stories that highlight who we are at United Way. Justice Wilhoit, who was a YAR board member, Anita Godina, who was a volunteer at Forest Park Elementary School, working with some kindergarten students on their sight words, numbers, and letters. And then we also have Sue Milkey, who's a long-term VITA volunteer, kind of a bright, sunshiny face whenever anybody is utilizing our VITA tax services. So I invite you to use these impact stories throughout your campaign to highlight all the good that we're doing in our community, as well as highlight the individuals who help make that work possible. Next up, a very fun game here, United Way of Kenosha County Trivia. Woohoo! Who wants to learn more about Kenosha County and United Way? So these are just a few questions that you can ask your employees. You can just hand this out to them as a little shareable, or if you're holding one of those philanthropy parties that I mentioned, maybe you'll have all of your team members stand up at the beginning of the meeting. You'll run through the questions. When someone gets a question wrong, they can sit down, and whoever's the last one standing wins. Some of the questions are challenging, but you can provide multiple choice options. So we've got a 50-50 chance. That's a pretty good odds. Next up, we have United Way of Kenosha County Bingo. Even better than trivia, I'd say. So this one you can again use at a team meeting, or you can hand these out at the beginning of the campaign, and throughout the season, your employees can interact with each other. The goal is to kind of, it's almost like a scavenger hunt to find people on your team who have done these ideas on how we live united in Kenosha County. So if you know somebody who donated new socks to ELCA Socktober supply drive, they'd write their initials in that box there. And then whoever's the first one to get a bingo with members or coworkers signing off on these boxes wins. I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if I did the best job of saying that. Next up, a virtual walk with Alice. And this is a virtual activity at the link right here. It kind of opens up an activity where you are asked to make tough choices about situations that people are experiencing every day in our community, whether it be which job to take, how you pay for childcare, what you're going to be serving for dinner. It kind of walks through different scenarios and the struggles that come along with our current environment. ALICE, if you are not familiar, stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed, and represents those people in our community who are working full-time but still have barely enough means to meet living expectations. So this is kind of a hard-hitting exercise to recognize the struggles in our community, as well as how we can work together to lift each other up and make sure that this divide no longer exists. Next up, we have some printables, which include Jeans Day stickers and these round I Give Because stickers. Please do not try printing this off onto sticker paper from the campaign guide. On the website, we have suggestions for which Avery sticker paper you can use, and it should work well with a full document of each of these. And that's just another way to engage your team. Then we have a day in the life of your contributions to United Way. And what this piece of paper does is walks you through a full day in Kenosha County and all of the different programs and ways that donations come to life right where we are. So at 7:30 a.m., maybe a child with a developmental delay is having home occupational therapy through KAC's early intervention program. Or at 4:30 p.m., a job seeker is having a one-on-one counseling session with a job coach at Racine Kenosha Vocational Ministries. And this highlights some of our nonprofit partners who receive funding through our community investment program, as well as some of our programs that we have here at United Way. Similar to that is What a Dollar Buys, and this does a price comparison through some popular ways we spend our money compared to how that amount in donations can support our community. A $5 cup of coffee can actually, instead of buying a $5 cup of coffee, you could support 6 one-on-one counseling sessions. Or instead of a $30 night at the movies, you could send 12 free books to a child through Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. It just makes people think, even with a $5 donation, they can make quite the difference in our community. Now, here's kind of a rapid fire page, got 3 resources all on one. Stay with me. We have first the annual report, which is coming soon. So stay tuned for the full report, but this will have all the information from 2021, including our impact partners and our programs and the difference that we made in our community. Then we also have some Canva templates. So I have 3 different sizes available. There'll be kind of an Instagram story size, an Instagram post size, and a Facebook size. Or you can just choose your preference to include in a newsletter or on your intranet, wherever you're sharing your messages. These were created so that you can kind of customize them to your team. You can add in a photo and a little quote about why that person gives to United Way or how they live United Way. And there's a picture of me in the template, just in case you're looking for a little smile on your day. Next up, we have the campaign video. And this is just another way to showcase the impact in United Way. It's kind of the video form of our annual report going over all of our programs with a special highlight from Shalom Center. As you're going through your campaign, you may experience some questions or some current concerns. Here are some frequently asked questions and how you can respond. And if you get any questions or you need more information throughout your campaign, I hope that you will reach out so that we can help make it a success. So this is the Workplace Campaign Guide. I hope that was helpful walkthrough of the resources that we now have available. Let me go back here and you will be back at the Workplace Campaign landing page. And again, all of that information that I went through in the guide is made available for download or to view on this website here. And that is it. Again, thank you. And Carolyn and I look forward to working with you to make the campaign a success. And I so appreciate all that you do for our community. And now I would like to invite our partners to share. I would like to start with Karen Featherston from Belief Survivors. If you're available, you can come on in. Yeah, there you go.
Alrighty. So basically, you're just looking for a synopsis of our experience with the campaign.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am the executive director of Belief Survivors, and as she referenced earlier, we do programming in Kenosha Unified Schools, doing child abuse prevention at kindergarten, 2nd, 4th, and 6th grade levels. We've been a partner with United Way in Kenosha for about 8 years now, so we're kind of familiar with the idea of the campaign season and the routine. But last year was the first year, instead of only holding like just a campaign asking our employees to give, we actually held an event as well. Because SCAN, we are a small but mighty staff of about 3 people that add up to 1 FTE. So we don't tend to have a lot of impact just with the 3 of us alone. But so we decided to hold an event. And one of the things we thought about doing was involving a small business in Kenosha, particularly a new woman-based business called the Tiny Cakery. So we contacted her and asked her if it would be possible for her to make some special packages of cupcakes that we could offer as a pre-order to the community. And then part of the proceeds of that would go to her and her business, and part of it would go to United Way. And it was actually more successful than we thought it was even going to be. But of course, when you offer strawberry milkshake cupcakes and, oatmeal chocolate chip cookie cupcakes, how can you possibly go wrong? So it was a super easy thing for us to do. It was basically just publicizing and taking orders. She collected all the money and we picked up cupcakes for delivery on one particular Saturday in March. And then she cut a check to United Way for the donation portion of it. So it doesn't have to be some, hugely planned event. It doesn't have to be very elaborate or involve a lot of people. Sometimes even a little impact can have multiple, or a little event can have multiple impact on different organizations. And just for those of you that might be on here as ambassadors for a company that's doing a campaign to support United Way, I really want to thank you for that, because as a partner provider, sometimes it's hard for us to take time away from our jobs to raise money, to do our jobs, to do the things that are our mission, and to have the cooperation of people in the community doing that alongside of us is just really a heartwarming experience.
Yes, that's great. Thank you for sharing, Karen, and we appreciate your fundraising efforts and your partnership.
Thank you.
And yeah, how about Becky with Snap-on? Would you be willing to share a little bit from your campaign? I think that you're on the call.
Yes, hello. My name is Becky. I am with Snap-on, and I've only been with Snap-on for 4 years, part of the United Way committee for a few years. So I'm still learning. I've just kind of taken more of a leader type role with our committee in the past year. So we've been partnering with the United Way of Kenosha County for quite a long time. I do not know an exact date, but I know it's been a very long time, like probably over 20 years. And it's been a great relationship. We have events mostly in the fall. We do our pledge campaign from starting at the end of September through the end of October. And then we do other events, Dining for Dollars. We have a balloon bus that we hold that's very popular with employees. We do a large raffle, and then we'll do community events. Like we have the car show coming up where we donate product to raffle off at the car show, and that's probably one of our largest events, single events, so everybody in the public has a chance to win some Snap-on product. And we're just trying to really even refocus our group just to really get into the volunteering aspect of it and what it means behind the United Way and who they're helping. We want to get more in touch with the partner agencies this year and incorporate them more, put the spotlight on them. So we're definitely looking to kind of regroup and kind of change how we do things a little bit, just to freshen it up a little bit and come up with new ideas. So I love this workbook that you have. So hopefully we can use that going forward and come up with some new ideas with our partner agencies and get people more out in the community and doing some things, team building, volunteer opportunities, just kind of building more rapport within the community.
Yes, that is great. Thank you so much for sharing, Becky. And that is a great plug for the car show, which is on September 3rd. So if anybody's available and wants to come out to the car show, we will be there. And thank you for your partnership. And I think Chris is now on to.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes, you're all good.
Okay. Sorry, I think I was on mute when you invited me earlier. So this is for the city of Kenosha. In addition to the traditional campaign, we have had some fun with offering an additional casual day with a minimum donation amount to United Way. We have typically chosen a Thursday during football season where employees are encouraged to show their team spirit by wearing their favorite team apparel. It can be Packers, Bears, your college team, even your kids' sports teams. And it's just like a little thing for people to get involved if they're not going to participate in the traditional campaign or in addition to.
Yes, That is great, and a great way to leverage what everybody in Wisconsin loves, football.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. We appreciate the partnership.
You're welcome.
Yes. And a final guest speaker, Stacy from Festival Foods. I see that you're able to make it on the call. If you'd like to share, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, sure thing. Hello. So for our campaigns, we do them at all of our stores in Kenosha, and so that includes Paddock Lake. But quarterly, we do some sort of fundraising event. And so typically at our stores, we do brat barns. And this is a plug for those brat barns. If you're looking for a fundraising opportunity, it's a great way to make money, and it's open to the public to use our facility to do those. And so at my home store, the Summers location, we have that brat barn right out in front of the store. And so we've seen a lot of success with that. And so we host a company-wide, all 40 of our stores do a brat barn once a year. My store did a couple already this year. So we do those quarterly. And then it comes to our fall campaign where we're actually soliciting those increases in people's pledges and donations. And one of the things that we do is the form that they fill out. I don't know if people typically will do it electronically or a paper form. We make sure that it shows what they're currently giving. I think a lot of people, we have them fill it out at enrollment. We have what we call our charities form. So if that's not something that you're doing, that is a great way to get buy-in and not wait for the campaign, but to start getting those funds earlier in the year as a part of your orientations and enrollments of new associates, asking for their participation. And so that everybody's giving already, then we have our pledge forms that we'll do during our campaign, and they are able to see what they give. And then we'll typically have the department managers carry around I laminate them and make sure that, they look fun. But we have different tiers of prizes that you can win based on how you up your pledge for that year. So obviously the more of an increase you do, the bigger impact. And on the back side of that, I'll typically have the organizations that receive those funds from the United Way. A lot of managers just don't feel equipped to have the conversations. And so I think even Marissa, the guide that you're putting out, for them to have some of that at their fingertips is going to be huge. But I previously was giving them something that I made so that they say, hey, here are the prizes you could win. Here are the organizations that are helped. And then we have them be able to be entered into drawings based on what they end up, how they increase that giving. And so that's a little bit about what we do at Festival.
That is great. Thank you, Stacy, and thank you to Festival Foods. And again, I just want to give one last thank you to all of you who are hosting workplace campaigns. We greatly appreciate it and look forward to partnering with you and getting to know you more as we work together. I have -1 minute, but does anybody have any questions before we end the call?
I just have one quick question. I know that the timeline for this is generally speaking the fall and starting now, but kind of what is the deadline for you to hope that organizations or businesses have their campaign donations into you?
Thank you, Cheryl. That is a great question. Yes, the majority of campaigns are held in the fall. Our campaign season runs through March. As long as you're able to host something by then, we would greatly appreciate it. All right, from all of us at United Way of Kenosha, thank you so much for being a partner as we live united. And I look forward to working with you. If you need any more help or resources, you know how to contact us or visit the new webpage. Thank you.